It's a blue collar professional job, right? No crying and roofing, that's for sure. No thumb suckers. What I'm asking for is I'm looking to see if they're wanting to grow within the organization because I'm wanting to bring on, yes, a future prospective roofing salesperson, but the salesperson could also become a branch manager. They could become a regional manager.
Hey, we're doing roofing interview questions and role play. How you doing, Garen?
Doing great, Tim. Good to see you, buddy. Good to be here.
Yes, sir. Garen Armstrong, Shamrock Roofing. I know you guys are hiring now. Where are you guys hiring at mostly?
We're hiring in Omaha, St. Louis, Kansas City, Tulsa, Northwest Arkansas.
Love it. So a little bit of this interview is going to be for you, the roofing sales rep to be. If you haven't been one before, if you have done some interviews and you're just trying to sharpen up here, we're going to do some role play. And then also, if you're looking to ask better questions in roofing sales interviews, we're going to try to help you do that. Let's get to it. And they're saying that we should ask the prospective employee, do you have enough money saved up to get you through the first 90 days waiting on insurance checks? Do you think that's a valid question?
I think it's a great question. At first it comes off, as like it's funny, but it's true when you're working on a commission or you're working on a sale to come, and it's 60, 90 days waiting on if it's an insurance job or even if it's just a roofing job that needs to be built and there's material hung up somewhere.
So we're going to go through a few more of these, and I'd love to get your perspective on them. But I want to say the most likely questions. So that apparently that's a real one that people will ask you because this is a big part of roofing, like high risk, high reward. Okay, like people say this is what we say in the roofing industry. We say like once you get into roofing, you're probably not going to go do something else because if you get into it really and you do pretty good the first couple of years, you're usually going to get it. What did I say? Addicted. Yeah, it's kind of fun, and it's like a good chunk of money for the amount of work that you're doing. It's a very good profession, but just know that the beginning is kind of hard and painful, and that's just true.
It's true with roofing like it is with real estate. It's like
Mhm.
commission in real estate, commission in the roofing. So yeah, if you get through it, then it's worth it. You get the flexibility. Yes, you have to work when during the season, but you get the flexibility.
Not a bad idea to maybe role play these three questions with your spouse or something like that. We're going to do it at the end of this. We're going to kind of close this out with some role play. But how hungry are you is one that they might actually ask, or they'll ask some variation to try to get at how hungry are you. What does that really mean, Garen? Like if people are asking some variation of that question, what does that mean really?
What's their ambition level look like? What's their gumption? Are they going to push through some of the hard times? It's hot out there in the summer. Are they going to go and knock doors and continue to prospect or knock around the neighbors, or they just want to sit back and be a lead baby? And there are opportunities for
Lead
both.
babies. I'll get for those of you not super into the industry yet. Lead baby, you're only taking what the company gives you and not multiplying it. We're trying to multiply. Like if you get leads for a couple years, even as part of what your company does, you should also be trying to create more from those referrals. And then, yes, roofing. Most companies are going to try to have you knock doors. These are common activities that you essentially have to. It sounds crazy, I think, to some people outside the industry, but this is why it's so lucrative. Is because they're doing hard things. You're doing hard things.
Right. You can be a self starter showing that you can turn one into two or one into four. Like if you get a lead, go and knock both sides, two houses, both sides of that lead. So for sure.
Another one, too, that people will ask you on these interviews is, can you climb a ladder?
Can you
Feels
climb a
basic.
ladder? You're going to be,
How would you recommend they answer that? I mean, the obvious answer is like you should say
yeah,
yes, but
yeah.
like, what are you looking for if there's any like around the perimeter stuff that you're looking for?
I mean, I need to know if they'll be able to get on a roof or not, or if they're going to be a liability. They're going to have to be able to get on a roof to identify damage, or they're going to be on the roof to do a quality control check after the roof's been done. So that's what I'm looking for them to be able to, you know, I've had people come to me and say, "Hey, I just had my leg redone, whatever surgery. Can I fly a drone?" In those situations, if they're getting better, I may like hire them and put them through training, but they got to be ready to get out there.
Yeah, and what we've seen, we've had people secret shop our clients and tell us which one they hired, and like did not hire the one that just did the drone. It's
Mm.
funny that like a homeowner doesn't know that that's the same level of inspection. Like it might be enough, right? Like there's so much crazy cool technology. It might be even like a couple years, it might be infrared. It matters what they feel, the homeowner feels, and the homeowner may not feel like you're being as comprehensive. It's crazy. It's just part
Agreed.
of
They didn't derive enough value from you because you didn't get on the roof and sweat and hand measure the roof.
it. Exactly. And I'm not saying you got a hand measure, but
Yeah,
hell yeah. All
yeah.
right. Number three, how long are you hoping to be at your next company? And then I'm going to add in here, like, what are your 3 to 5 year plans? I think that there's some variation of that where as a business owner, we might be trying to understand how long are you hoping to be at this next company?
Right. I mean, that's a common one, and that's I asked that question just to see what if they're going to be an entrepreneur and grow with me in the organization, or they're just hanging out for a little bit. And so, and I'm
And are
good with
you okay with
yeah,
them hanging out for a little bit? Or?
yeah. I'll be happy to train you for obviously our training is consistent. If they're wanting to put in the time, and then they're going to be in there and train, and also if they may move to another market that I'm in and they want to get back, I'm available. So I do, but a lot of times they're not going to tell me if they're just going to be job hopping.
It's
They're
funny because we're going to prepare you for this interview on this call, on this like video chat, and we're going to try to help you interview better. But like, just to know, like, you got to be honest with yourself. Like, don't just like prepare what they want to hear. Be honest with yourself. Like, promise you this person's not just looking for somebody who just will do anything to get whatever job. You should want this job, like at this company, this like, and that's why it's good to like really look into the company and understand what they're about and maybe have some talking points. Like I found this very attractive. I was on the Shamrock website and I saw like what you guys are doing, like a community thing or something. And I really like that. And I want to work at a company that is doing things for the community. Because like, for instance, you guys do a lot, like, do you have? I know you do a lot for the community. Do you
yeah,
have like that on the website at all?
yeah. We just we give roof for veterans. We just gave one away. She reposted it yesterday. So we do roofs with veterans.
Awesome.
I'm chairman for American Heart Association, so we do a lot for that. So first responders, teachers, um, yeah, in all the communities. So
Like,
and we
if
do
you
get a
met,
lot of people who reach out because they like what we're doing for the community.
yeah,
And so it's really easy to sell for a company that's doing so much
yep,
that they've heard of you. And so, right when they knock on the door, it's almost they would, if there was Shamrock, they wouldn't be out here if there wasn't an issue.
yep.
So yeah, go ahead and take a look. There's a connection relationship.
And that's, just talking about looking for companies, like look for companies that are involved in the community, look for companies that have key selling propositions, right? Because we want to be able to believe in what we're selling and we want to be able to communicate that value easily to the prospect. Like ultimately that's what makes sales happen. It's like very obvious key value propositions. Community can be one of them, differences in installation or products can be one of them, but obviously we've got a lot of the same products and installation quality across
Right.
the industry. So it's kind of hard to make that point.
Right. Sell yourself first, the company second. And
All right. We got some other ones I want you to react to. Tell me what you think about this one. I focus more on what they ask me. If they're asking how much they can make or how long does it take to make X, instead of how do I become better at this and what is the quickest way to become proficient at this type questions, I'm not interested. So they're saying like if they're just talking about how can I make money really quick versus like they would prefer them to ask how do I become better at this? I like to
Yeah,
hear that as I see it as a trade or craft. They see it as a trade or a craft instead of just a monetary thing.
right. Versus the quick buck, and they're going to invest in the relationship in the business with them,
Mhm.
because it is a relationship, and you are investing your time in training these people. So, it's yeah, that's a great question.
Anything else that you're really looking for, Garen? Like, what would you say? Like, so that's just somebody else's perspective. Is there any? What are you really looking for? And what would you say? Like, a lot of roofing company owners are really looking for, truthfully.
I'm really looking for loyalty, right? If you're loyal, you'll get paid better than and I'll treat you and so I think that's what other companies are looking for too. At the end of the day, if their project managers, your salespeople are loyal to them, I think that's what at the end of the day they're looking for.
So we're gonna do a role play, and I would love for you to be the roofing salesperson, but like answer in such a way that you'd really like. Like if somebody said this to me, I would like really appreciate it. And then I'm
For the job.
yeah, you're applying for the job. But I'm gonna do these three that we said are probably a little bit more likely first.
Uh-huh.
So Garen, I appreciate you showing up 5 minutes early, and I thank you for waiting in the waiting room there. Um, it's it's awesome to have you here. I know that you learned a little bit about the company and stuff like that. I just like would love to hear how hungry you are. I guess I'm asking this. This wouldn't be right at the beginning of the interview, but like let's pretend we're in the middle. How hungry are you really at your next role? Like, are you excited for a position like this?
Excited. I'm hungry. I'm ready to go. I'm 5 minutes early because early's on time's late. So that's how it goes. So, um, what's your training like so that we can get going? I want to dig in.
All right. Well, I want to make sure of a few things first here, Garen. Can you climb a ladder?
Absolutely, I can climb a ladder. I can lift, shingles. I can lift a bundle of shingles. So whatever I need to do.
Awesome. And how long, like, are you hoping to be at your next company? Like, what are your 3 to 5 year plans? I guess.
I mean, I'm looking to find a home. I'm looking to find a home so that I can build in and build my sphere of network and my sphere of influence so that they all know where I'm at. So when they think of Hook Agency, they think of Garen Armstrong.
Hmm.
So
I like it. Work in their company name.
yes,
I like the different things you did there. And by the way, you don't have to be long winded. You notice Garen was brief. I think some people like get themselves into trouble in these interviews by getting really long winded. You're like, hey, we're up. Our time's up. Like I didn't need the life story kind of thing. And you're like, I'm rooting for you. Sometimes we're rooting for you, but we can't hire you. By the way, I totally hire you, Garen. Let's flip the switch here, and you can ask me new questions, and I'll do my best to answer in such a way I would want. But I would love your coaching afterwards about how to improve.
can you? So you came from a director position. How do you feel about selling to boards? Are you able to sell into to boards? Like, say we go into a retirement home.
Mm.
It's
I
nice,
would
and
feel very comfortable with that. I love I don't love public speaking, but I'm very capable on that front, and I feel like probably my skills will be best suited for something like that, where I'm pitching a little bit bigger group of people, and I also present well. I feel like I have energy, and I
right,
know how to like help them
right.
get through the anxiety of choosing a new partner and come to the conclusion that we would want. So I feel like I feel pretty capable of doing that. I also have other skills, like I could
Yeah,
help make a deck or something like that that would go well.
you would be a great light commercial sales person. Like
Yeah.
for real, anything like all of the HOAs or all of the retirement homes,
Mm,
just shingles, big shingles, not like TPO or whatever. Maybe have some TPO, but you'd be great at that
yeah.
with your skill set. You would be great with that.
Thank
Uh,
you.
for real. Like,
Yeah, I appreciate that.
yeah.
No, and
Uh,
honestly, that would be fun. I feel like that'd be super fun.
I bet you could, yeah, you'd stack another 3 to 5 million on the hook pretty quick.
Well, there you go. Like that's one thing to note, and I think we could wrap it up with a little bit of nuance around like,
Yeah.
hey, what could I improve and stuff. But hey, this job is not just like residential. Where this can go, and the large ticket items that this can, especially if you practice and like in corporate. I mean, I'm not corporate, but in like office land, sometimes we'd call that executive presence. Like you're bright, you care about people, and there's selling big roofs
Yeah.
and selling lots like commercial and multifamily and stuff like that. Just large tickets. Like people will, somebody nearby you right now, prospective roofing sales professional, is making 3 times as much as you in one afternoon because they're selling large roofs.
Large ticket.
So And
Yes.
so good to know you could have those skills. And like, if you really care and push into this and get good at this and show what you can do, you can make a lot of money. And that's just true.
Yes.
Anything
True.
else you'd recommend for people interviewing to be more likely to ask the right questions or get what they really need out of this? I know it's no one's perfect at interviewing. We all make mistakes. We
Yeah.
all hire bad sometimes.
You know, it's a blue collar professional job, right? And so you're wearing two hats. Yes, you're communicating construction to a property owner. So clear communication is paramount. Having an understanding of what it is before you're going into an interview is good. We've created a system as to where we've weeded out a lot of people that are really just interested in a job, not a job with Shamrock, so that we can kind of weed all that out. And they're doing video, and we take the video interviews and then we break them down and start doing one-on-ones.
What platform do you guys use for that? Is that just
We
LinkedIn or like
No, we just switched. It was Digital Hire, was what we were using. Yeah,
okay,
Indeed,
what,
they come through, and then a video. Yeah, through in Digital
cool.
Hire.
What else would you recommend them to consider?
We got them doing the research on the company. We got them doing research on the position. So I would have those two things. Go in there and be prepared to talk about your past and your future and where you want to
Mhm.
go with that company, and just be frank with them. If you're only planning on being there with them for a year and you've got some sales experience, then let them know, hey, and then, but if you plan on being there and want to grow with them, it's because I'm trying to glean this information too, you know as we're talking. I'm psychoanalyzing them, you know while we're having the conversation. So
Well, okay, so man, I know that you guys are hiring right now. Can you give me just a little bit more about why somebody should come work at Shamrock and then give us a call to action if they want to?
yeah, they should come work for Shamrock. We've been around for 47 years. We're one of the largest in the Midwest, if not the largest, with 12 locations in 8 states throughout the Midwest, and all of them been hit by storms. So it's very active. There's more damage out there. A lot of people need roofs. We have more leads than we can, fulfill. I'm getting over 100 leads a day, right?
Yeah.
So that's just crazy. I mean, I got my normal marketing budget out there. In my normal marketing's creating my normal amount of leads. Then you get that many storms happen that much. It's just the leads. It's mass catastrophe. So we can only do so much so fast. That's why we're trying to hire on more people so we can service these leads, so that we can service these homeowners. they can make a lot of money, and we can take care of these homeowners. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we're here for, is to get those homeowners happy and safe and squared away with a new roof.
But like I think that's a good note to the people that you want to work for a company that's got a lot of leads. Like it's good. It's good to work for a company that's taking massive action in that regard and has a big enough presence to capture storm catch, so to
Right.
speak.
Right.
So I think that that's good too. Thank you for joining. And then what is the .com again, just so people can go apply if they want?
ShamrockRoofer.com.
ShamrockRoofer.com. All right.
That's it.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys
Hey,
have an amazing day and see you later.